Meantime, the Trump administration is ratcheting up sanctions on Russia, hoping to convince Vladimir Putin to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine.
This latest development comes after President Trump called off a face-to-face meeting with Putin. Doug Guzader live for us in Washington with more on this. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. The Russian economy is based on energy, and that's where the president is trying to target them. For Ukraine, this is just the latest evidence of Russian cruelty. In the waves of airstrikes this week, a kindergarten was hit.
I think he's willing to make a deal. We'll see.
President Trump, meeting with NATO's Secretary General at the White House, is still expressing optimism about getting Russian President Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table to end the war. But he's also upping the pressure with new sanctions against two large Russian oil companies.
Look at the Russian economy, the long lines of cars into the gasoline stations.
NATO leadership also hopeful the new move will squeeze Putin. All of this will be welcome news to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, but he would still like more offensive weapons, including U.S. Tomahawk cruise missiles. And Trump seemed to all but rule that out.
So the only way a Tomahawk is going to be shot is if we shot it. And we're not going to do that.
At the same time, a bipartisan effort in Congress to impose new sanctions on Russia is in a holding pattern, with the president still hoping to convince Putin to lay down arms.
Hopefully Zelensky will be reasonable too. You know, it takes two to tango, as they say.
Okay, now Europe as well is talking about ratcheting up sanctions on Russia. There have been sanctions against Russia for a while. Thus far, Putin has been able to persevere. Bob and Jen.
So Zelensky still wants those Tomahawks, Doug. The president saying something to the effect of it would take a long time for them to train the Ukrainians on how to use Tomahawks, so we might as well just keep them.
Yeah, it sounds like an effective no coming from the president on this. He's talking about the long learning curve to use these kinds of weapons, to train up on them. So it sounds like it's not going to happen anytime soon. But he hasn't absolutely ruled it out.
Yeah, and at the same time, it could be viewed as an escalation, right? If they were to have Tomahawks as well. All right, Doug Guzader live for us in Washington. We appreciate it, Doug. Thank you.